The most broken build in New World, and I was sleeping on it. Great Axe plus Greatsword, it's a nightmare combo. You stick to people like glue. You hit harder than healers can even process, and once you start swinging, nobody walks away alive. Today I'm going to show you the perks, the combos, and exactly how this monster works. Let's start with weapons, because they're the key to victory. First up, Crescent Wave. The artifact is insane. It fires off a massive projectile that just deletes people. Think of Harry Potter, but he's juiced up on steroids. That's Crescent Wave in a nutshell. Now, it comes with Sundering Stack, so once every 0.5 seconds, we inflict a rend that lasts a total of 6 seconds. This thing, 20% armor shred, you're turning enemies into wet paper. What about Great Axe? My Great Axe is kind of trash. I'm not Jeff Bezos out here with infinite roll of gold, but here's exactly what you would want on it. Alternating enchantment. This is huge. The Great Axe can cancel each other cleaner than Mr. Clean himself, as you're going to light attack into ability and light attack into another ability, giving you massive DPS, pumping it through the roof. Next up, Enfeebling Maelstrom. This perk weakens their target by 30% for 8 seconds. Basically, you throw their damage straight out the window. Suddenly, they're swinging like a let noodle, while you're still hitting like a freight train. And for the final perk, Sundering Stacks, to pair it with our Greatsword, as that synergy is paramount for maximum DPS. Put opals in both these weapons, as that's just top damage. Next up, let's talk about Heart Rune. Solid Heart Rune form is just hands down best slot for every build in New World. It's completely broken, not like Thanos would have want. As Mending Form gives you a heal, you get a Fortify on top of that, and you can't be CC'd for 4 total seconds, making you an immunity god. Think of this as a get out of jail free card when you make a mistake. Jewelry. It's time to hit our bling, boys. Divine's Health, a necessity. Shirking Power for maximum DPS 100% of the time. If you're a coward, you can rock a protection break here, but we're Giga Chads. Artifact Blooddrinker, my one true love in New World. Leeching, hardy, slash damage, what more can a man ask for? Perhaps Invigorating Punishment would be very good as well here, but hey, I'm not judging. And for our final piece, Wood Grain Earring. Fortifying Toast because you'll be making mistakes, and Fortifying Toast has got your back. Refreshing Toast and Regenerating, that's just free HP. Think of it as having a mini healer going along for the ride. Jewelry done, let's talk about equipment load. Gear. For this build, medium load is king. Maximum damage, maximum mobility. That means you can actually catch those pesky Musket Ranch and OPR. Yes, I hate them almost as much as I hate if you don't smash that like button and subscribe. Join the Brotherhood. We've got cookies. Now here's the setup. Light head, heavy chest, medium gloves, heavy legs, and for boots, the Tumbler Feet Wraps. These aren't just for drip, they come with the Costco special. Dodge and attack, you instantly gain 15% in power, 25% fortify, and 200 health. That's a 3-for-1 deal. Hot dog, soda, and a free buff. All you need to do is dodge once every 5 seconds and you'll be perma-juiced. For the rest of the gear, there are 2 you must have. Enchanted Ward. It reduces all incoming light and heavy attacks by 4%. Think of this as a mini force field, or a shield against all the hate mail you'll be getting after deleting your server's healers. Shirking Heals. Every dodge gives you a fat chunk of health back. Stack it on every piece and you'll basically become your own mini healer. Hit a dodge every 7 seconds and your HP bar refuses to drop below half. Once you got those, slap on Vital Synergy. Below 50% HP, stamina regen. Below 50% stamina, more healing. That's cracked. It's perfect synergy for Greatsword abusers like me. Let's be honest, we're always broke on stamina. Relentless Freedom, great for a cleanse. For root, when you inevitably yeet yourself into a sticky situation. And finally, gems. This is where the build lives or dies. I've seen some crazy theories that fall flat. So let me break down how they work exactly. Right now, New World Aeternum has a lot of split damage, meaning opals are the way to go. 4 opals is a must no matter what you're doing, as there'll be magicians casting disappointment, ice rats trying to freeze you like you're in the homeland of Canada. This is countered by opals, that's why we always rock 4. Now, there's also a lot of split physical damage in the game, so I run 4 onyxes. You can definitely debate this if you want to run 8 opals might even split up 4 onyxes, 4 opals. This is what I personally love to enjoy. This gives you the best damage reduction overall. Now let's break down consumables, as these things are just as important as your perks. Have the wrong ones and you'll be a floor tank faster when you're doing that PvE dungeon. Let's break down consumables. I'm a potion addict, and so will you be after this video. Infuse burst regens. Think of these as, oh crap, I made a mistake. I need some instant HP with a bit of top off at the end. That's a burst regen. Serums, they give you an insane amount of health, stamina, and mana per second. Only caveat, long cooldowns. So, if you can't wait for the serum, pop the burst regen. But if you think you can hold out for that beautiful serum, go for it, as this thing is a game changer. Next up, bring your mana pots, as our crescent wave is a mana chugger. And you'll need mana pots to sustain the DPS you're about to be causing. You can go with tier 4s or 5s. Either one works very well. 3s if you're really cheap and you're living under the bridge in Windsward. Next up, buffs. These buffs can make or break your build, so let's break them down. Here are all the buffs you'll need to survive in PvP. Honing stones, free damage. Who doesn't love free stuff? That's why I always take stuff from my local Walmart without paying. For legal reasons, that's a joke. You can go with tier 4s, tier 3s, tier 5s if you're Jeff Bezos. Food, 48 must have. That extra 4 points, trust me, it's worth the extra price. Now, sunrise. This reduces dot duration by 25%, turning you into basically a tank. As dots are very prevalent in New World Aeternum, and reducing them by 25% is critical for your overall survivability. Always have this no matter what. And our final food, energizing hearty meals. These gives us mana regen by 30%, allowing our crescent waves to still have higher uptime, which is massive for overall gains. Now pair that with either a fire pot here for those pesky mages, or some gemstone or oak flesh bombs, rich as well, as these ones are massive for overall damage reduction and giving you a lot of extra survivability out on the battlefield. Now let's break down those skill trees so you know exactly what to run and why I run the things the way I do. Greatsword tree is up first, boys. My bread and butter. This is exactly what I love to run. Some people, well, they don't believe me. That's because they're skyward / rats. I hate this ability. Throw it in the dumpster and burn it out back. 2 main reasons. 1, the animation is extremely long, allowing you to take free damage for almost nothing in return. That's the other downside. The rend and a bit of damage ain't worth the amount of damage you'll take for slotting this. So, Roaring Rupture, 10 times better. Fortify, free damage reduction. Cleansing 2 buffs, now we're unkillable. And we can't be CC'd for 5 seconds. Now we're the unstoppable Demon King. Plus, you get the better passive, Undying Defiance, where you heal for 5% of all your attacks, and after blocking, you heal for an additional 15%. This is critical as, guess what? While you're in Defiance stance, you're always heavying, and you're always blocking. Therefore, you're always healing, turning us into the vampire. Great Axe. Reap, Charge, Maelstrom. Nothing else to break down here. These abilities are key, as Reap and Charge are great for chasing down those rats trying to escape us. Remember, Charge can stop immediately on anything you hit. For example, a tree, it'll stop it immediately if I were to use it in this angle. Same with teammates and players. I've been cucked many times from my teammates. I hate them. Maelstrom is very strong because it pulls people in. Think of it as a vacuum cleaner. And Reap, that's the hardest one to land. I still have the accuracy of a bot. Please help. Key note, for all these abilities, you can animation cancel. I'll show exactly what I mean at the end of the video, so you can break down the combos I use and how I like to play. Now, attributes. 100 Constitution. This is the safety net. 13,500 HP. Without it, you're butter. And every musket player, a hot knife. Now, 100 Dex. Some of you screaming, troll build, but listen. Great Axe doesn't scale off Dex, true, but you still snag that 5% crit chance. And the stamina passive on top of that. But more importantly, your Greatsword damage doesn't fall off a cliff. Yes, more strength would juice our axe harder, but this isn't a axe main daycare. We're here to delete people with the Greatsword. And those Dex points, make sure it actually hits like a truck. Alright, listen up. I'm going to show you exactly how I like to play the build, so you have an idea on what you're going to be doing when you go out to fight in the war. So if the enemy is close, I like to always open up with Roaring Rupture, as it gives me an instant fortify, makes me untargetable, and I can dish out heavies easily. Once my mana gets low, if they're in my face, I like to usually Relentless through them, as that gives me some distance to pop a mana pot. That mana pop is crucial, as without it, you don't get that wave, and that wave is all our damage. Next up, Steadfast Strike immediately. So you go back in Defiance stance, as sitting in Onslaught stance is a death sentence, so avoiding that at all costs is a necessity. How do we use Great Axe though on this thing? Well, thinking of Great Axe as secure, unless you're running Enfeebling Maelstrom, it's usually not worth switching to Great Axe unless you're trying to catch someone, as Maelstrom can hit a light into a instant damage, Charge can chase down the enemies that are far away, where Reap can look to snag them if they're really trying to escape. Remember, heavy on Great Axe does give you some DR, so you're still able to do it, but preferably you want to sit on your Greatsword bar for maximum gains, maximum survivability, and just use the Great Axe as utility. That's the main beauty of the Greatsword. It's a beautiful main hand, and can be supported massively by the Great Axe mobility, CC chaining, to not allow those pesky rats and healers to escape your clutches. Here is the best in slot loader you want to grab. And for all you guys who stuck around to the end, I got a bonus tip for you. Make sure you put Punishing Ward in your gems, as this will allow your melee attacks to deal 1% extra damage, giving your Great Axe more damage, and along with your Greatsword, it doesn't affect the wave. It's the only downside, but I still think it's worth running, as every other attack you do is melee. Next up, Relentless Freedom. Mortal Lifesteal, very useful, as it gives you 2% lifesteal and 8% of your max health on kill. For your flex spot, I put Flame Conditioning here. This is because fire rats have become quite a nuisance ever since they started crawling out of the sewers again. So think of this as if you can get perfect best in slot, this is the last perk to worry about, as everything else is much more important. Life Ring, the exact same. Blood Drinker, you can run arcane damage here as well if you're enjoying the wave a lot and just want to use the Great Axe as pure utility. Either option is 100% fine, as that wave does hit like a nuclear missile. Depends on your playstyle. Same as our Wood Grain Earring, but now it's 725 bonus. Here's our Great Axe fully bissed out, Maelstrom alternating enchantment with Sundering Stacks, so it pairs nicely with our Crescent Wave. Heart Room the exact same, as that's everything she wrote. This is the best slot build if you want to aim for it, if you got money to spare, like Elon Musk himself. With that, if you did enjoy the video, smash that like button and subscribing, as I'm always bringing the best in world content, and join the Brotherhood, become one of the Goblin Rats. You get a badge, you can make me do whatever you want on stream, and that's exactly where this build came from. A donator sponsored me, Network Dreams. They wanted some spicy Great Axe action, and I eventually came to this build. So if you're interested in anything like that, join the Brotherhood, get cool perks. And with that, boys, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Peace. Alright, well that was interesting. Diagram. Oh, we missed. Beautiful attack. One more. Oh, clap that man clean, dude. Check this. Beautiful. Heavies. Beautiful heavies. Dude, they're all on me. Look at this. Ooh, yum, 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 bro. Dude, they just got eaten. Great Axe is strong, dude. Where's this weapon been my whole life?